You know what Monsanto is doing is buying and owning all the seeds in the planet, so they can control the foods that is sold in the markets. Don't buy food in the market, as simple as that. Grow your own, it's very simple. You can grow sunflower grains and wheatgrass juice, wheatgrass to juice it, and you can sprout those beans, it's very easy.
And they also modify the seed so that when you try to plant it, it doesn't grow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to own every seeds, every single seed.
And trying to make fruit seedless as well.
The
So you can-
European and the Indians have banned Monsanto, and I'm very proud of them to be able to stand against such conspiracy.
How much is the mineral water that?
Well, this is on the bottle 175, and online I sell it 150. This lasts for 6 months, so it comes up to a dollar a day, something like that.
You're selling for 150?
Every day. What you do is you put 1 teaspoon in 1 gallon of water, and what's happening is the contaminants get deactivated. You see the contaminants on the bottom? This is from Fiji water. So this is all the toxins, chemicals.
So you just drink all of it but that?
You could drink that because now it's deactivated. The body just will flush it out.
And the smart water?
Smart water didn't do anything. See, there's no contaminants in it.
So that's
Because
what
it's-
This is smart.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, this is good. This is good now because all the contaminants can get in. This ball just fell off, but it was the same thing as this. They all dropped down after hours. Because what this does, it restructures the water. It puts the water balance to 120 degrees. So the water clusters or water unit are only 6 molecules. It makes the water thinner compared to an average water, which is 15 to 20 molecules. So if the water clusters are too big, they cannot go into the cells. It's just too thick. So you cannot feel very hydrated.
You don't
and
absorb
you-
it and it just goes straight through you.
Right, but this will restructure the water. It splits the water molecules in half, so as the water becomes thinner, it penetrates more efficiently. That means a more profound hydration and also a belly delivery of all the ionic minerals into your cells and tissues.
So how much water do you recommend?
This is 150 online, 6 months supply.
So how much water do you recommend drinking under this then? Less, it would be less than.
Take your weight, divide by 2 in ounces. That's the proper weight.
Your weight and divided by half in ounces. So whatever your weight is, divide in half and that in ounces is what you should drink.
So how much does that bottle last? How long?
6 months. Yeah, you take, this is 96 teaspoons in 16 ounce. So 96 gallons, you drink half a gallon a day, so that's about 6 months. So,
And you can use it in tap water?
yes, tap water, any water, even
Yeah.
lake water if you want. It will take longer to deactivate all the stuff and all the things to
And
come
when
out.
you know it's ready to drink, or
Right away, instantly. You can wait for the sediments
Yeah, you'll
to
see
get
that.
down, but you can drink it like this.
right away.
Yeah, it looks yucky, but this is visible. This is contaminants visible now. That it used to be invisible before. See, the manufacturers, they know what they do. They put chemicals in it to make those contaminants invisible so they can float between water molecules. So the people are full, they say, okay, 100% natural spring, right? Drink it.
So which bottle of all of these brands has the worst?
Yeah.
Zephyr Hills, that's the worst water.
I heard Gabriel Cousin says that if you have to drink bottled water, to choose this one. It's reverse
This is
osmosis.
nursery water, purified
And now
water.
I
Look at this, mineral added for taste. Who cares about taste? Give me nutrients.
And doesn't the nursery water have fluoride in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fluoride again,
For the
calcifies
babies.
This
phenol.
week now, Costco has the small water, 250
So,
per box.
Yeah.
What is that?
This is Up de Provence because I'm French. So it's thyme, rosemary, lavender, nice herbs in there, delicious.
how do you call it? Herbes de Provence?
Up de Provence,
Provence.
Marshalls, TJ Maxx, $5.
Maybe Costco might help.
Yeah.
If you buy online, it's $10. I love Marshalls.
Yeah.
So how long have you been with raw food?
About 10 years. The first time I went to the raw food class at Hippocrates Health Institute, it just clicked to me when they said, we are living beings, we need to eat living things, not dead things. It makes sense to me. It's a diet that makes common sense. It's a diet that is fit for
Well,
you.
it's not a diet, actually, it's like a lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because when you said diet, people are like, oh, no.
Yeah.
People don't understand that it's a whole lifestyle. You change your whole way of living.
What do you think of synergy?
Kombucha.
Kombucha.
I think it does.
What
I
is
don't think
that?
kombucha is good for everybody. It has to work synergistically with your body type. For me, it because of the amount of sugar put into it, even though it feeds off of the sugar, there's still a lot of sugar. I personally, if I drink kombucha and I love it, I'm horrible on it. Like I immediately get like candida feeling, like it builds candida in women. It's certain body types, not everybody. It might work for you, might not. That's the thing about all this stuff is it's synergistic to each individual's body type. So sometimes, you know, the raw food diet might not even work, you know, for you completely 100%. So you just have to be your own doctor and feel your own self and take in those observations. And your body will always tell you what's good and what's not good.
And then I thought you're not supposed to mix melon with other food.
Honestly, the whole food combining thing, I've never followed it. I've thrived on my diet, so again, yeah. So again, I know there's people that are really like hard into the food combining thing. I like doing green juice. I like putting apple in my green juice. I like and I feel good afterwards. And if it works for me and I feel good after that, that's all that matters. I don't care what anybody says. Like you said, you have to just see how it is for yourself. You know.
How do you prepare the quinoa? That's quinoa, isn't it?
Yeah, that is quinoa. He soaked it and then he steamed it at under 118 degrees long enough where it's still technically.
How do you steam quinoa?
How do you steam? Well, you regulate the temperature.
No, I mean physically. What do you do? You put the water on the bottom?
Yeah, you cook it in water.
You cook it in water?
Yeah, but he soaks it first.
You soak it like half cup of water, like as if you were gonna cook it, about the same.
You don't. You just fill it up. It expands a little bit, not a whole lot like beans or anything like that.
No, but like when I cook it, if I cook it, I usually double the water. So do you soak it in the same?
How did you do it, Terry? When you soak the quinoa?
Yeah,
what
soak
was the
them
amount of
overnight,
water?
6 hours, 8 hours,
How much water do you?
to the top, because it expands, you know, like the beans. So
You put
one
what?
quarter of the food and 3/4 of the food.
And then you rinse it?
Twice the
If you
amount.
want to sprout, yeah, you rinse it. Like those sprouts here, those are mung beans.
Just the mung bean
So-
sprouts, you have to continuously, and whenever you're sprouting like mung bean sprouts, lentil sprouts, they're a labor of love because when you do them, you have to rinse them at least like 4 times a day. So if you're not around and you're working, that's why there's people like us that do this food and then for you guys because you have to rinse it for it to grow, but then also to clean it constantly.
And you add this to the salad?
You could add this to anything. You could add it to salads. You could eat. I mean, it's just you could snack on it. You could.
Okay,
Did you keep those in water to grow?
So you soak them. You want to soak them overnight in water, and then you're gonna drain all the water out, rinse it. Then you're gonna cheesecloth it, put it in a dark covered area, or just put a towel over the jar. The darkness is what creates like growth in sprouts. They need dark before they grow. So if you just have a seed exposed, that's why like in the soil, a seed will grow and then sprouts because it's dark in there. The same when you're doing it in jars, you have to cover the jars up and create darkness for them to sprout.
And what is the reason you have to rinse them like every 4 hours?
Yeah, because it can form like an E. coli. It could form, something that's not that could, like you have to be very careful with sprouts. Always wash them and rinse them, and then also you want to keep them moist because once you drain them and the re-wetting them just kind of gives them more moisture so they don't air dry out. Even though you have that cheesecloth over the jar, it's still air drying. So by keeping them wet, it keeps them growing.
You don't turn them upside down.
Yeah, so when they start forming the little tails, when you do the rinsing, you're shaking the bottle because you're like emptying it out, or So you flip them around and you rinse them and flip them around. I mean, they grow in 2 days, like fast. I mean, they might grow in 3 days. Lentils grow in like overnight, 2 days. Like lentils are the fastest ones you could sprout.
Alfalfa.
Huh?
Alfalfa grow in 2 days.
Alfalfa sprouts? No. They've taken me, but then again, when I did them, I was in Oregon and in altitude. So I don't know if the high altitude changes, because I know with cooking it does. But it took me like almost a week with them to grow like long, like to actually like, you know, to fill up the jar. Sunflower sprouts, they grow in dirt, not in jars, people. You have to soak them in water a day and a half. So like 24 hours or a little bit more. And you want to just toss them on top of dirt that's about an inch thick. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of dirt. It just, all it needs is like that. So it could grab onto something, and once it grabs onto that, it grows all these roots underneath that form like a, you know, so they don't need a lot of dirt to grow on, but when, they don't need to get covered by dirt either. You just put them on top of the dirt. You don't cover them with dirt. You just make sure they're really wet. Then you want to wet everything and completely drench everything, and then you want to cover it up and keep it dark. And sunflower sprouts are also a project. They're not. they're a whole job within. I grow them. I haven't since like a couple months ago, and I'm gonna get back into growing trays again. But they're a whole job within itself, like the planning, and then you have to be there every day, and you have to constantly water them. Now with sunflower sprouts, I think you have to water them and keep the dirt moist and the seeds wet 3 times a day. In this heat, with the summertime, I wouldn't even know. They grow best ideally around 75 degrees. We're at like 86, 7 degrees now and more. So sunflower sprouts grow the best around 75 degrees. They'll like thrive. There's also grow racks that I recommend for the house. Like if you have a space, they're amazing. They have the lights. When you go to sleep at night, you leave the lights on, and they just thrive. They just grow. But they take about a week. They take about a week to 3 days. You know, it just depends. The heat and.
What is the difference to grow the sunflower with the light or with the sunlight?
Well, with the grow light generates the same UV as the sunlight. Yeah, it's a special grow rack. It's about like 3 tiers. They're great. I used them up in Oregon. We probably didn't even need to because the weather was just like so perfect over there for growing. But it's just convenient because when you grow them indoors, you don't have to deal with ants. You don't have to deal with ants like to go in them, you know, the dirt, and you don't deal with bugs. So it keeps them a little bit more cleaner and more closer to you. So if you're in the kitchen and you have a grow rack, all you have to do is put water and you keep them covered until they start sprouting. And then when they start sprouting, then you uncover them and keep the grow light on them, you know, the whole time without stopping.
They're in dirt.
The sunflower sprouts have to grow in dirt, yeah.
But that's what the grow rack is.
Yeah, unless you want to do it outside in a tray, like up on a table outdoors. I don't know how they'll grow with this heat now. They might take a little bit longer because ideal weather for sunflower sprouts is like 75 degrees. Pea shoot sprouts have to grow in dirt as well. Pea shoot sprouts take a long time. They take a little bit more than sunflowers to grow. You have to soak them overnight, or no, you soak them for like two to 3 days. The peas, they're hard, round peas, and then you can plant them like the sunflower sprouts on top of the dirt.
Can you say what you're doing? Yeah.
I'm going to do a pate here with sunflowers, sun-dried tomatoes.
And you sold these before for...
Yeah, 20 minutes.
What other?
Those are sunflowers. You can use them for food, and you can actually do sunflower milk. People use almond milk. So what you do is you soak them with the almonds like this. When they are dry, they can stay for years in your kitchen cabinets, right? Because they are in the dormant stage. But when you soak them for 6 hours, you activate the enzymes and the life force in it. First of all, it's easier to digest because they become twice bigger in size. You get more buck for the money. You get more food for the money. And also they're easier to digest because they become more soft. They activate enzymes in it, so the benefit of the almonds are activated, which is L-arginine and citronella, which helps the body to create something called a nitric acid. That was also found by Dr. Iñaki. and he got forgot. You know, like you get a reward, like the highest reward. Forgot the name. Einstein, all those people had.
Like a Nobel, yeah.
Yes,
like,
Nobel Prize. Nitric acid actually is a gas that is made by the body. It lasts only 1 second, so there's no way we can duplicate that. And what this nitric gas does, it dissolves the fat, it deposits into the cardiac vessels in the blood vessels near the heart. So people who have heart attack issues, if they eat this, you get 1,200 milligrams of L-arginine per almond. So about 5 almonds, you get 1,200 milligrams. That gives the body to create this nitric acid. Very important for health.
I have a question about the almonds. Because I heard that most of the almonds that you buy were pasteurized, so
They-
it's okay to...
So most of them get flash pasteurized. They do. It's pretty hard to come across ones. You have to have the right, you know. I think there's certain websites that do the non flash pasteurized.
But is it okay to use, for example, I buy my almonds...
This is
because,
smoky
you know, I mean,
paprika chipotle.
can I use those almonds to make?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is
You could
delicious.
use even unorganic, but preferably. Don't worry about too much about the rate. The pasteurized, the flash pasteurized,
Where do
just
you buy
as long
that
as it's
from?
like organic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pinky money. Anybody allergic to honey?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
One?
She's allergic.
I know.
And, okay. Is it because it's honey? Can you do agave or organic palm sugar? Okay.
Well, not agave.
Okay. Well,
Let's do honey. Honey.
Honey,
all right.
maple
It's
syrup,
stevia.
coconut syrup.
Organic
Are
palm
they
sugar.
allergic or do they just choose not to?
Is there a reason why you don't do agave? I just want to know.
Agave?